Hey guys, Trevor May here, back with a brand new YouTube video. You may know me from my Twitch channel. You probably know me from my Twitch channel, but you also may know me from the Minnesota Twins Major League Baseball team as a pitcher. I am not a professional gamer by any means, but I do play lots of video games, and I thought I had a great opportunity with the quarantine, being stuck at home, to set a goal and see how we could do, see how the things changed, and follow the data and see if there were any improvements actually being made. So this is Trevor May does 28 days of aim training, open parenthesis. Did he become an aimbot? Question mark, question mark, question mark, close parenthesis. I'm 30 years old now. My reaction speeds are shambles. And my aim is a perfect example of that.
To the middle, get to the middle, Trevor, get to the middle. I don't know the entrances here.
How many? There were times where I could pull some pretty cool stuff off, make some good shots, get some poggers in the chat.
Oh my god, you saved my life.
Oh!
Alright, he's got doesn't have shield. I think he's 12.
Shoot him.
Woo! Oh! No cover. Stick. Here it comes. Oh! 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 Oh my God! Oh! Get at me, baby! But mostly, not as good as I would have liked.
Okay, this guy's weak on me. He pulled on a minigun and I can...
He keeps jumping on me! So, I set a goal. I teamed up with my friend Convertible. He has worked in an official capacity with Gen G and FlyQuest in the past to help professional players develop programs to test their aim, practice, warm up, do things kind of outside of actually playing the game that can actually help improve play in a professional setting. So I reached out. I said, hey, I want to do this. You know, what can you do for me? And he was fully on board and excited to do it. You want to check him out on Twitter, it's @Convertible. You can see it on the screen somewhere. I don't know where he's going to put it, but it's going to be there. We met, we did an evaluation, and then we decided to meet once a week to reevaluate and see what things needed to change. So the program varied based on how much time I spent on the exercise, but the exercises themselves didn't really change over the 4 weeks. And we decided to use Kovaak Aim Trainer in Steam. But basically, Kovaak is thousands actually of scenarios that can train all kinds of different kinds of aim. But we wanted to focus very hard on the two types that I'm not very great at: tracking and flicking. So flick are shotgun shots, anything that's just a tap fire that's close. It's picking up a target and hitting it as quickly as possible. And then there's tracking, which is spray patterns or having to hit a target. You're using a laser or something that needs to hit multiple times in a short amount of time. I think Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty in general, is a lot of tracking aim. And that is something I'm weakest at. I feel like I'm losing a lot of close gun battles and things because my tracking aim isn't well. This is kind of the program that we used. The first exercise is called Tile Frenzy Flick. It's a series of 3 targets that as you destroy one, it pops up again somewhere else. So there's always 3 targets up. You're moving back and forth, spraying as fast as you can. Now you see that the FOVs and the sense is different here at the beginning because we're training speed. So this is actually way lower than what I usually do, and it's a way wider FOV, so I can see more and the mouse moves slower. I'm kind of a low sense guy, 800 DPI and fairly low sense in game. So I'm kind of an arm aimer as it is. So we wanted to train me to move faster than I'm used to in order to get me warmed up and ready to do the rest of the exercises. So then we moved on to microshot speed. Okay, microshot speed is picking up a target, clicking it one time, then it pops up again somewhere else. There's only one target on the screen. It's training how quickly do you pick up a target and hit it in its rawest form. think Call of Duty Warzone, you're shooting a target and you know there's another target somewhere else on your screen. You're going to have to hit that at some point. You need to be able to time your knock and then move on to the next one without taking so much damage that you get knocked. Get my speed going on my flicks. We went back to Tile Frenzy Flick, picking up the targets with my actual sense, which is 104 FOV and 5.33 cents, which is what my sense translates into pretty much every game I play. Then we moved on to Eleva Tiles. This is rows of targets that you're moving in a smooth pattern. You're basically training the movement of your mouse and your mouse pad, muscle memory to know how far you need to move yourself smoothly in order to hit a target and time it and hit it. This was very hard for me. I'm more of a, jerky flick type guy. I flick better than I track. This was very hard. It did get better, but it got better very slowly. Then we moved on to track stop. This was my most improved area. Track stop is literally a target moving up and down some stairs, side to side. It's just strafing. And you have to try to keep your mouse on it while spraying the entire time. Not overcorrect, not undercorrect. My stopping and then my going was the slowest part. So when I noticed it was moving back, it took me a split second to stop my mouse and then move it in the other direction. Then we moved on to pat target click. Pat target click is literally just targets all over the screen, moving close, far, side to side, and you had to click their heads. This is adding all of the exercises that we did before, picking up targets as quickly as possible, clicking to a target, and then tracking them as they move. It put all the skills kind of together in more of a real game situation. And then the final exercise that we would do and we end with is called Fugla short strafe. So it's literally a small ball just quick strafing around your screen up and down. One of the hardest things I've ever done. I felt like I was never on it, constantly trying to get better, but it was just it was basically moving your brain to its boundaries and trying to span those things just a little bit at a time. We adjusted a few things week to week, but for the most part, these exercises were maybe in different order or whatever, but they were there the entire time we did our training. I spent roughly an hour a day on the program every single morning before I started stream or before I started playing. I would test my reaction speed, and then I would go through the program trying to basically raise my high scores every time. As you can see, there is quite a bit of improvement that I had made over the time, but I think the biggest ones are the differences that I made, or the improvements I made in my tracking and in my Tile Frenzy Flick. So let's look at some of the data. Now, I want to start with track stop. The biggest improvements that I had made in any exercise that I did, and it's pretty insane. My accuracy steadily increased over time, like as steady as it can really get. I mean, I was getting up over 40% accuracy, I got up over 40% accuracy towards the end. At the beginning, I could barely touch 20. That's a double. Let's look at micro shot speed. The improvements here were in how quickly I was picking up the target, the reaction time to seeing the target and hitting it. From basically the midway through the second week on, it was a steady average decrease in reaction time. There were some days where I was really good, down by half a second. But for the most part, it was a slow trend after I got used to the program going down. Reaction time started increasing, as well as accuracy in my track stop. I wanted to touch lastly here on the Tile Frenzy Flick. There are some things that are really, really helpful here. Not as big as the track stop improvements, but close. So if you look at the increases in accuracy here, daily averages in accuracy. I started for the first week, I was under 70.75, under 75% accuracy, and that slowly increased up to be over 75%. So I probably went from 73 to 78%, 5% increase. One of every 20 targets being hit more. That's over time. That's an extremely high amount. So that's an increase that I'm extremely proud of. But the biggest thing for me is daily averages of reaction time. Look at the differences in the reaction time here. It is insane how quickly we were getting targets towards the end, much faster. And this is a positive trend over the entire time. Now, this is only a month of training, something that I never trained before. But as you can see, the data just says I'm getting better according to the things that I'm working on the most. I think the biggest data points we're ever going to see is how quickly do I pick up the targets and how accurate I am I am when I'm tracking them. Those are the two biggest things that are going to improve my game the most. I think we saw it here in the data, but we also saw it here in the aim. 2 of them, both of them are dead.
Literally easy shots from this guy. We go here. One for the base.
Last one dead. All wipe. Got one down. Oh! Now, I'm not a pro by any means. That was never the goal. The goal was to show improvement over time and really devote my brain to something that I couldn't really do otherwise. I can't really like work on my slider effectively with no mound or no high quality field to work at right now with no partner really to catch bullpens and things of that nature. So I put it into video games. So my conclusion is aim training for video games using Kovaak works. I'm still doing it to this day. There might be a part 2 of this video. I haven't decided yet. But I know that I'm enjoying games more and more because I'm seeing improvements in things that I'm actively, consciously working on. And that is really exciting for me. So what I say, if you want to get better at aiming, come up with your own routine for improving aim training. And that doesn't mean you have to use Kovaak on Steam, though I do recommend it. But if you do want to get better, practicing not in game, to where you take the game sense out, that game sense part of your brain that's making decisions based on like trying to win the game or not, working on your raw aim. There's a lot of options out there, and I highly recommend you do them. Now, did I become an aimbot? I think the clear answer is I'm absolutely insane now, and everyone should just try to be me. Guys, if you like the video, don't forget, like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you thought, let me know what things you're doing to get better, and I'll see you next time here on the I Am Trevor May YouTube channel.